All right, guys, I was just getting out the old 550 and working on it. I was thinking about another good topic for a video. And we do have a shortage of skilled trade workers, and it's continuing and getting worse. And we're going to talk about why that is. And a couple of things, first of all, that I want to say is a lot of school teachers speak down against trades, and I think that's absolutely wrong. They tell you won't amount to anything unless you go to college, and that whole mentality is ruining our country in some ways. Because look, we have a housing shortage. Why? Because we have a shortage of labor. We have a shortage of, there's laws made all the time that are against building new homes. They've made it cost more to build a new home. They put in mandates, like in California, you got to have new solar panels. You have to have a high efficiency air conditioning system. You have to have a heating system that's low NOx. You have to have a low NOx water heater. You have to have all these stupid, crazy mandates. And then on top of that, in places like California, they got all these crazy earthquake building codes. And like, if you look back, okay, at the houses built, in the 50s, okay, and you look at the Northridge earthquake videos, Northridge earthquake videos, look at them, and you will see that none of the single-story homes fell. And yet we've got codes for single-story homes that are just ridiculous. Like, I built this garage, I don't know, 2014, 13, I can't remember, 12, I can't remember when it was. I got 12 earthquake straps on this building. 12. One in this corner, one in their corner, one next to the door, next to the window, 2 on that corner over there, and it's completely covered in shear panel. It's got hardware like called A35s. It's got hurricane ties, all the rafters. It's crazy. This thing here, you could have a 10 earthquake and this thing would not move. Wouldn't even move. Probably not, never going to see that, but of course we're going to have our building built that way. So those are a bunch of other issues we'll get into in another video, but anyway, let's get back to the labor shortage. And none of those things have any reasons or any reason why housing is so expensive. Nope, it doesn't have anything to do with that, I'm sure. Just bought a water heater. It was $1,000. Just before that, I think it was $400 for the last one I bought. Anyway, we get on to the labor shortage. Labor shortage. Why is there labor shortage in California especially? You know what's funny is it's 100% politically correct for a person to go to work as an intern for like a media company, okay, and get paid nothing, zero, and have to work for free. And then maybe if you're good, if you impress the boss enough, you get the job. And people fall for that crap. Honestly, comment below what you think about that. But as a tradesman, I hire a guy, I've got to pay them minimum wage, which in California, what, 16, I don't even know. I don't pay anybody minimum wage, so I don't know. I think it's $16.50 now, and they can work at McDonald's and make $20 an hour. So how happy do you think they're about that? Working construction, doing 16. They're not going to work. They're not going to show up. They're going to want $20, $25 an hour starting. So the problem is a lot of us contractors are small. When they start out, you're not going to get a job with a big company. You're going to start out with a small company. And a small company can't absorb a loss on labor. In other words, a guy comes up brand new, he doesn't know a damn thing. You got to pay him $25 an hour for him to show up, and you're going to lose money on that trade. See, this is something that's never happened before. And I had somebody comment, says, well, if you can't afford to pay somebody a living wage, then you shouldn't be in business. What planet are you from, dude? Making a comment like that. Comment about that, guys. Comment below about what you think about that. So somebody up in the wonderful state of California thinks that us rich contractors can afford to lose money at a loss, okay, hire a new guy and train them for what are they going to do? Eventually, they're going to leave you and they're going to go to another company. So you're going to just pay money out of your pocket to teach a new guy the trade. That's what everybody expects. We wonder why there's a problem. Honestly, I don't know what's going on where you guys are at, but that's really what's going on here. So it used to be, let's talk about what it used to be and how the system has changed from these mandates and minimum wage increases, which did nobody any good. The poor got nothing from it. The people who were making minimum wage, I remember there was people on videos and, I work at McDonald's and now I'm going to be able to afford to take my kids to Disneyland. What do you think happened? Do you think that they can afford to take their kids to Disneyland? No, they can't afford to take their kids to Disneyland. Disneyland raised their prices. All it did was just cause immediate inflation. And all these people are like, oh, well, look how this is going to help people. Did nothing. All it did was screw up the whole business cycle for things like building homes. Go figure. But yet you can go to work for a media company and work for free, and that's okay. Because you're an intern. And a lot of these people went to college to become an intern. Genius. So here's the way it used to work. You had a guy, he would start out, let's say when minimum wage was about $10 an hour, which was not that long ago. We had a $5 an hour increase in 5 years, or $6 an hour in 5 years, something crazy like that. So anyway, a guy used to start out, say $10 an hour, and you didn't make money on their efforts. So a lot of people think, if you pay a guy $10 an hour and to move stacks of lumber, you were making money on that guy. Guess what? Nope, wasn't happening. We're paying a guy $10 an hour to move 5s of paint up 3 flights of stairs. No profit on that, guys. No profit. You get a brand new guy, paying him $10 an hour to mask. Okay? So I can pay for tape and paper, which have gone up way, way, way up in price. I used to pay, I think, $12 for 6 rolls. And I went to the store the other day. 4 rolls was $18 or $19. Ridiculous. Okay, then it was $9.99 on sale sometimes. Now that's gone. $18 for 4 rolls of tape. And then you need paper on top of that, which is tripled in price. So a good contractor can take one of these cardboard shields and he can just hold it on the ground right here, spray down to that, okay, and not get any paint on the ground. Or I can pay a guy $10 an hour to learn how to mask and cover the ground, okay, and make it a little easier on me. Does that make me any money at $10 an hour? It does not. But it's teaching a guy how to mask. Same thing when we built this, right? We had a laborer, before when labor was cheap, come over and tip and put all the rafters against the wall, okay? And then go up on the roof and pull them up as we cut them and put them in place, okay? Those are standard things that you have a laborer do. And what are they learning? They're learning the process. They're there on the job site learning the trade. Even though it seems menial what they're doing, they're actually seeing the process of how the house gets built. And little by little, they'll learn how to do something that's profitable. But now, I'm going to hire a guy and lose money to do that? I'm going to pay out of my pocket? Let me give you an example. Let's say I bid out a job for house painting and I bid it out at $400 a day or $500 a day, about the average right now, say. $500 a day. I'm going to work by myself. I'm going to do the whole job. And so a helper comes in, $25 an hour. And I have to break into my money, my $500 a day that I would normally make. So I would make $500 a day if I just did it by myself. Or I have to make $300 a day to give him his $25 an hour to teach him how to do something that he's going to go out and replace me. How much sense does that make? When a $10 an hour guy, it made sense. Yeah, you could have a guy there to do the menial stuff, to do the stuff that, you know, you could eventually teach somebody, and you felt good about doing that. But when it's coming out of your pocket, you can't afford to do that. Okay? So this is really where the problem is. All right? Guys who are tradesmen, other trades, comment below what you think about that. How has it affected you, and why are guys not wanting to learn your trade if you're having that same problem? And I've had people go, oh, you know, you just need to charge more to make sure you cover that. Okay, no problem. So, Mr. Homeowner, how do you feel that agree with this stuff that, like, California has done? How do you feel about me coming to your house and doubling the price of painting your home just to make sure that this new guy learns how to do it? How do you feel about that? Not very good, do you? Well, why should I feel good about it? Why should I be the one that eats your vote? You voted for this, not me. And why should I pay for that? Does it make any sense? Oh, Mike, why are you so angry about all this stuff? Well, you know what? Because I'm 60 years old. I go out and I gotta do all the hard work labor for the young guy who I can't afford to pay. How would you feel if that was you in that position? Well, Mike, you still live in California and that's your fault. Well, you know what? If I moved the cost of moving all my stuff and starting over somewhere else at my age, and the property tax increase for moving and the cost of moving is higher than the benefit. So I'm just at the point I have got to stick it out. So anyway, that's why I started a YouTube channel, because YouTube is the only thing that I can do, California, that actually I can make a little bit of money on and not have like seriously ridiculous regulations on. So that's why I started doing it. I was doing it just for fun at the first, you know, retirement eventually and all that other stuff. And then all these laws started coming into play little by little. And then the pandemic came, and of course my work just died, you know, miraculously from, you know, all these mandates and everything else. You know, I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. During the pandemic, some of my biggest customers in the commercial business, I mean, yep, I can paint houses. There's tons of that stuff going on, and I still do. But that's not where the real money's made, guys. Because when you go out and do a house, you're dealing with people that are working a job, and they have a limited amount of funds that they're going to spend on painting their house. They just don't have, they don't even have the money that they need to pay to paint them today, because literally it's double the price or more than it was just 5 years ago. 5 years doubled the price. And what has happened during the last 5 years, 5 to 7 years or 9 years, the prices have doubled, is mandated labor cost increase by the government. We had a $10 an hour minimum wage, 2015, went to 16 by 2020. Had nothing to do with that, right? Nothing. Yeah. So the replacement guys that are you normally will be replacing me someday are not there. They're not there. And So a lot of guys are just not doing the trades. They're just not doing it. They don't want to do it. Or they want to do it, but they want $25 an hour. And as a brand new guy, you just can't. It just doesn't work out. The numbers don't work. So running the country by all these mandates instead of doing it by math, okay, it doesn't work, okay? And that's why you guys really need to, in November, do the right thing. All right? I'm not going to say what that is. Just do the right thing. All right? I'll talk to you guys in the next video. And California, if you live in California, we definitely need a regime change. There's just no way around it. I'll talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see your comments on this.